Hey guys, welcome back to Get Motivated and Fit TV. If you're new to the channel, as always, the concept behind Get Motivated is to get more out of life. So, again, thank you for stopping by the channel. Thank you for watching the videos. Thank you for liking, and thank you for subscribing. Now, in this video, what I want to talk about is I want to I want to let y'all know, like, I think for me, I've always I've always had that, that mindset of being an entrepreneur, right? I've always wanted to be in business for myself. I've always wanted to build up a business and, eventually just collect, right? And there's so many ideas that come to my mind that I want to do, but sometimes it's like, hey, you got to do one thing at a time. And I guess let me start off with back in high school, right? In high school, I'll never forget. I mean, there's a whole story on its own how I got into the and what how I got into the music industry, so to speak. I was mainly more focused with promotions. At one point, I was like a booking manager. At one point, I was a promoter. Um, but at the beginning, I was in high school, and because of my friend, he rapped. I saw a vision with him. I saw like, man, we can do something big with him. So I started, getting connections, and I came across this artist from San Antonio, by the name of Just Latino. And the first time I came across him was at Petite Flea Market. Um, and we talked briefly, and I remember not that time at the flea market, but I remember like the next couple weeks later, I went to Music Connection, and I saw his CD, the same CD that he had at the flea market. I saw it there. I'm like, you know what? Let me go ahead and get it. Let me check it out. And just the fact that he was from San Antonio was like, man, that's badass, right? And for me, I was new to the underground rap scene, and the Latin at that, right? The Latin hip hop rap scene. So I was new to it, and I fell in love with the music. I'm like, okay, man, he like for me, I'm like, man, this guy, he's at a level where, like, damn, like, it's just a matter of time till he's international. That's just the way I was thinking, right? So I remember, I'm like, man, like, I wonder if I can sell his CDs, at the school, like, make some extra money for me. Like, I gotta see how that works. So I reached out to him, and he's like, yeah, we can do something. Of course, right? Me being in high school, I didn't have a car yet, so he he uh he got smart. He's like, you know what? Well, I gotta go to Music Connection. You live nearby, like, I'll meet up with you either before or after. Like, cool. So I remember he gave me a first batch of 10 CDs, right? He gave me a little bit of variety, and he gave me the breakdown. He's like, all right, he goes, sell them for 10. He goes, I'm gonna keep 7, you keep 3. So I'm like, okay, cool, right? Like, like, if I sell all 10, that's $30 in my pocket. Like, yeah, I can, like, $30, cool, right? And the more I sell, the more money, right? And eventually, I went from the school, eventually to Petit Flea Market, and that's when I started learning. That's when I started learning about the sales, right? The skills, how to be a salesman, how to pitch, how to talk. And as much as you like the product, not everybody's gonna buy, so you're gonna have to, like, find, find that target, find that audience, and try to pitch and reel them in, right? So I mean, I had to learn that way too, because it's like, you're not getting paid by the hour, so it's like you got to get out there, get out of the comfort zone. So, me being what, 15, 16, there I am, talking to just whoever, that would catch interest, that would look at the table, just approach them, or stop and like, hey, have you heard of, this artist Just Latino? He's from here, he's from San Antonio. Come here, check out, this is the latest album. It's featuring so and so. Get them, get them intrigued, get them hooked. And sometimes it won't even be because of him. It'll be because, oh, hey, you know what, there's a song featuring Baby Bash, there's a song featuring Juan Gotti, and just because of those other names, like, oh shoot, really, like, but that was again right before the digital era. And from there, right, like, I just, I got hooked with that, being in that scene. And again, right, when I had my best friend thinking that he was gonna do something big with the music industry for himself. I mean, I started building the connections, thinking for him, right? I started to network. I started going to all these different shows that I didn't even know existed, being in the underground scene. So it was pretty cool, getting to network with other artists, getting to network with, producers, promoters, DJs, and you name it, right? And then finally, fast forward, opportunity came where I was able to partner up and do a promotion, to actually be like how if you look at those flyers, if there's like some kind of show, or say the company presents so and so. So I was able to do that too. However, I mean, being in a partnership, if you're not on the same page, it's, there's gonna be a lot of issues, right? You may not see eye to eye, and it's something that I learned that even till now, and I'm gonna share this with y'all. If y'all ever decide to do any kind of promotions, there's a way to do it. You just gotta get with the owner of that establishment, and of course, right, do it all professional. Do a contract, and let them know, like, give me your slow night, and whatever that slow night is. If it's on a Tuesday night, if it's on a Wednesday night, like, okay, give me 3 months, give me 6 months. Let me bring people in, and I'm just gonna get a percentage from the bar. Or I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do an artist showcase. I'm gonna charge at the door. You keep what's at the bar, and I'll keep whatever I make at the door. Right. So it's one of those things that if you have regulars that are already going to the bar, they're not expecting to pay. So then when you have a show, like, oh, hey, it's $10. Like, what? Like, what do you mean? I'm just going to the bar. Like, yeah, I know, but we're having a show. So it creates, conflict. So that's something that I learned, that I didn't I didn't I guess what you can say, I didn't take up on that opportunity, like, to do the promotions in that sense, not, with the bar or the clubs, because I mean, it is time consuming. And then plus it's like you're putting yourself out there. So it's kind of like, if people don't show up, like, like, that's one of the hard things to do. So I mean, that's something that, like, yeah, we had to learn from that, right? But I mean, I did that for a little bit, and then fast forward, I got into the financial industry, which I already told you about with that. And right now, I'm doing the door dashing, and then I'm gonna start doing the solar. I'm just waiting for a couple things to get lined up first. And then I did Herbalife too. I remember I did that for a good while. I may get back into that as well. And because it's like the opportunity is there to make extra money. And the big thing is to scale, right? Or what I mean by that is, if the opportunity is there where you can build a business, and I'm gonna use Herbalife. If the opportunity is there so you can build a business and you can scale to 5,000, 10,000 a month, that's what you're bringing in, like, profit. So, like 10,000 a month, 12 months in a year, $120,000 for the year. I mean, that's just, side money. Or if you do that full time, I mean, it's, like I said, I have all these ideas. And I think a lot had to do with when I read that book, Think and Grow Rich. I mean, when you think about it, right, like, everything that you see, everything that you touch, it was an idea at one point. So the way I always see it, right, is that next $1 million idea, it's there. You just need to think it. And something that I learned is whatever problem there is as a whole, find that solution, and there you go, right? But don't go out there saying, your ideas to people that you trust and they run with it, and yeah, right. It's gonna create unnecessary drama. It's gonna create, division. Um, I will say this though, like I remember, I think I want to say 18, 19, but I remember being at home and it was like 11 o'clock at night, 12 o'clock at night. And I was thinking to myself, man, I wish Whataburger delivered, right? Like, they need to have something like that. And that was the biggest mistake I ever did, because that was before you heard about Uber Eats, DoorDash, Grubhub. So it's like, man, that idea that I had, So it's crazy because had I took action, had I, yeah, right, like, so yeah, that's a little bit of how I started in the whole. Oh, I remember at one point too, I started other than just setting the CDs at high school. Eventually, as I got older, I went ahead and bought merchandise. I bought some shirts, some caps, some CDs from other artists, and so I had a catalog. I had a selection. I had a variety of different artists, and especially the Texas Latin rap. I had the series, and those go pretty good too, because it's like a 3 disc plus a DVD. So it has a whole bunch of music of, from well-known Texas rap artists, plus music videos, and those sell like hotcakes. They do. Um, but again, right, like once I started that, the digital era took over. So now people are like, you know what? Yeah, I'll just get that on my phone. you know? So it's like, um, what do you call it? So that was something else that I did too, right? So, you always want to think of different ways to make money. You always want to think of ways to, pick up a side hustle. I know I kind of just went off of a tangent, went off of a rant, but it's just something that I enjoy doing, and to stay busy, to make money. Um, and but for me, it's like I'm making money, but at the same time, like I'm not spending it, I'm investing it. So that's something else too, right? And a lot of people, they're gonna say invest in real estate, and yeah, that's the way to go. But right now, like when you look at the houses, man, some of these houses are getting pretty expensive. Even the ones that need a lot of work, you would think like it's like 60,000, 70,000. No, they're asking for like almost like 100,000, 120, and you still need to fix it up too. But there's such a thing called hard money lenders, that they will front you the money. However, you have within 30 days to flip it, so you can pay them back and then make a profit. So there's ways around it, man. There's ways around it. I have a buddy of mine. I'm fixing to meet up with him. Talk some more about it. And I'll probably end up doing an interview with him too, because that's something else that I want to transition into. I want to start doing interviews with other business owners, other entrepreneurs. Pick their brains. And of course, right, it's like, I'm pretty sure y'all are getting tired of just watching me. But hope y'all are doing well. Don't forget to hit that like, subscribe. Hope y'all are blessed. And I'll see y'all on the next one.